Grit, hard work, positive attitude, determination, goal. You got to have goals. You got to be a dreamer. Find you a mentor. You know, when you come on board, I highly recommend that.
Thomas Roach. This is Senior Life Insurance Company, and we are all fired up. This is episode, I believe, 4 of our podcast, and we have a very special guest in the building, a good friend of mine by the name of Billy, who I've known probably about 20 years.
I say going 20 years now.
I think we had science class our junior year of high school together. Yeah. Is when we met.
I don't remember too much of science class, but
right, absolutely. Yeah. Billy, what is your position? What is your job title? What do you do with Senior Life?
Regional Vice President with a Senior Life Insurance Company, and my responsibilities mainly is developing leaders, but also developing my agency and agencies within my agency with the company.
So you've been with Senior Life a very long time.
Yep.
And during that time, I want to say you've probably been here, about 14, 15 years?
About 14, yeah, 14 years.
So how does somebody who's, in their early 20s, they always joke and say nobody grows up to want to be an insurance agent.
That's right.
How did you wind up even finding out about Senior Life? How did you even come on board to begin with?
I knew of some people a little bit in the business. I knew of Senior Life, but didn't know Senior Life, if that makes sense.
Right.
Went to college 2 years at Val State University, playing football. After 2 years, had to claim a major, didn't know what I wanted to do for sure, didn't want to do for a living. So long story short, also, not to mention, but fell in love with a now wife, but
right.
Met somebody that summer. Didn't go back to school, and so I was just working a job. And long story short, I knew of some other people that had joined with Senior Life about my same age. Mm-hmm. And I saw it as a career opportunity, and I saw it as a growing company, a local growing company. And I knew of some people like Mike Harper and some other people with the company. And I knew of Mr. Dale and Ron, but I didn't know them at the time. But I saw a young company, kind of like myself, young at the time. And I said,
right.
Hey, somebody like myself, young, and be with a young company and grow together,
Absolutely. Was that scary at all, though? I mean, just coming in when you're like, what, 24?
23, 24. Yeah. So I'm 38 now. Yeah, I mean, it was scary because it's, like all people, some people are not scared about commission, some are, but especially younger age.
Right.
I was a little leery about commission opportunity. But in the day, I realized that where I was at, I wasn't going anywhere with a job. And so I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. And so it was a little scary, but like anything, sometimes they say the things that scare you the most is the most rewarding.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just kind of thinking back in the beginning, like I think anybody that would make that leap of faith, they kind of have an aha moment. Like, what was yours? What was your aha moment that made you realize this is what you wanted to do?
Probably, I'd say probably within the around that third year.
Okay.
Around the third year of the company.
Your third year with the company?
Yeah, with the company.
Okay.
Kind of about 3 years in. I mean, I was happy the whole time. Don't get me wrong. But when I was about 3 years in, I said, I see this as where I'm going to be. I'm going to hang my hat. And I was in it all in from day one. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I knew around year 3, this is where I want to be.
Absolutely.
From the relationships I built, from the owners to the other peers in the business, other RVPs, other RDs at the time, regional managers, agents, and just the culture we have at Senior Life, the family atmosphere we had. I knew that this is where I want to be and call home.
I got you.
So in about 3 years.
About 3 years. Okay. What would you say to somebody who's younger, though? I mean, I know you talk to a lot of people who might be in a similar position where you said college for you didn't really work out. You didn't know what you wanted to major in. There's other people who are 20 years old right now with that same thing, that same idea. Like, what would you tell them as far as about the opportunity and coming on board or something like that?
I think, for one, you need to know where you're going, and a lot of people at that age don't know what they want.
Yeah, that's very
so
true.
Have a clear path, clear vision. And Senior Life, to me, is a clear path, and we have a clear vision where we're at and where we're going. Nothing wrong with a college degree. My wife has a master's degree, and a lot of people, my friends might have degrees. So there's nothing wrong with having a college degree. It's something to be very proud of.
Absolutely.
And it's a great accomplishment to have. But in our line of work, it doesn't matter if you have a 10th grade education or you got a master's or your doctorate. It doesn't matter. You can come into this business with no experience at all or experience. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You can come in and excel and do really well. So what I would say to people that are young and looking for a career opportunity, that senior life's a great career opportunity because of, like I said, even though we were young then, when I came on board, we're still young.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're still, this is the tip of the iceberg, per se. We are on track to be the largest final expense company in the nation within the next 36 to 60 months.
Right.
Hopefully sooner, but with what we're doing from innovative tools to and that's big too, the younger crowd, is that we're very innovative as a company. And because of that, you can plug into the Slice app we're doing from leads to way to, and those who don't know what Slice apps, the e-apps are basically you want to do, it's all paperless.
Right.
Everything we're doing from legacy assurance, the only company in the United States that has legacy assurance. So from the innovative side to the company that's growing, it's just a great fit for young people and all people, to be honest with you.
You said it doesn't matter if you have a 10th grade education or if you have a master's or a doctorate. What's the defining factor in somebody that would want to be a success in this industry?
Grit, hard work, positive attitude, determination, goal. You got to have goals. You got to be a dreamer.
Right.
Find you a mentor.
Okay.
When you come on board, I highly recommend that because without my mentors, I wouldn't be where I am today. So find a mentor, help keep me as a dreamer, but also keep me grounded.
Okay.
Another thing is you got to have. I preach this to the agents all the time. Is you got to have a positive attitude. You got to have a strong work ethic.
Right.
And you got to believe in what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So you got to have a belief system.
Yeah.
And control the controllables. Don't let the uncontrollables control you.
There you go. Speaking of mentors, your father is a coach and in this area,
right?
Absolutely a living legend. What do you pull from him? For those that don't know, Billy's father is a very historical high school coach in South Georgia. Won many championships. Won championships while I was going to school at Central with you.
Right.
He was the coach there at the time. So I assume that you probably get a lot of leadership qualities, a lot of inspiration from him. But being a leader now yourself as an RVP, what are some things from your father that you pull that you use in your career now?
Small things make a big difference. Dad was a firm believer in that. If you work hard when others are not working, he'd always preach to especially during summer workouts.
Right.
He'd say, he called me youngins.
Right.
We're here working. It's 95 degrees out here. We're paying the price while others are sitting at home drinking Kool-Aid. So it's the same thing, and same concept in what we do is that you got to be willing to work when people at home drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever you want to call it. So hard work, determination. Dad, he was very successful, and why he's successful though, to credit what credit's due, he was smart to surround himself with great coaches.
Right.
So because you're only good as your surroundings.
Right.
And so similar to our business is for people that are RVPs, or if you're going to get agency building side, is that you got to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people that are hungry, people that are coachable, to do the system that we know works. Dad had a vision, he had a system, and he believed in it, and he got his coaches to get behind him and jump on board with it. And what's pretty cool too is about Dad is truth be known, when he came in 1991, a little short story is he came in 1991, he kept the exact same coaching staff that was here in 1990. In 1990 the team went 1-9, only won one game and had 9 losses.
Wow.
Dad comes in with his system, his belief system, and his process that works, and kept the exact same coaches and the exact same kids, and they went 7-4.
Wow.
So it tells you is we're on a mindset tour. Mindset's everything.
There you go.
So it's the same concept. So there's a lot of you can pull from sports and plug into what we do, but mindset is everything. He changed the culture, he changed the mindset, and he told the players at the time we're going to win, and not only are we going to win, we're going to be the best team around here in this area, but on that state.
Yeah.
And so you got to change the mindset. So a lot I learned from Dad is just culture. Dad was really great with he's a father figure to a lot of the kids, a lot of players, and family atmosphere. Not only with his coaches, but the coaches' wives, they had coaches get together throughout the year and different things of that nature.
Right.
So he's big on culture.
Right.
So I picked up, that's why a lot of people say I'm good at having camaraderie in my team and coming together and doing fun things, is because I came up around that.
Okay.
From my dad in football. So what he did and how he ran his organization. So a lot of, but the main thing I can say too is that, to kind of piggyback off that, is with Dad was just, he was a firm believer he can take an average Joe and make him an all-star because he'd get in their head and he'd get in their heart.
There you go.
And it's the same thing in this business. A lot of things you can take people that don't know they have the potential to be great, and I took a lot of the same similarities, and I can tap into that person and make them realize they can be great, and it's the small things that make a big difference.
There you go. So. One thing that you do, Billy, that you always have really excelled at, and we talked about it, before we started recording. You picked up an agent that you became friends with on Facebook. You're very adamant and very active on your social media.
Right.
But a lot of people, in this industry do things a very traditional, old school, old fashioned way.
Right.
Social media might be a little scary, a little different to people. What made you kind of latch on to that and start doing that to begin with?
To be honest, it was free. Just to be perfectly honest, Facebook is free. So why not? Too, on top of that. But social media is a great thing if you know how to use it.
Absolutely.
It can be a bad thing too if you don't know how to use it. I try to use social media for positive influence, but not only that, for what we're doing as a company, for my organization, but not only that, other organizations within our company. I see people like, for example, I saw David and Marco over in Louisiana. Yeah. I said, do it, just blow it up, and comment on there and kind of and say those type of things, help other organizations as well. Right. So social media is great because it lets people out there know, hey, they hear about Senior Life, but they don't know exactly what's really going on. So the more content you put out there on social media, the more the hype and the more the buzz. But not only that, I don't like the word hype, let me rephrase that. The more just the culture and who we are and what we do, and it's real. They hear about a little bit of what we're doing, but the more they see it rather than just hear it, the more realization it comes to that individual.
And you were talking earlier about how you exercise a lot of patience. An agent that you work with that is just an amazing individual, JR, down in Jacksonville.
Right.
You met on Facebook, and you said it took how many years?
It was about 2 or 3 years to come on board and make the switch from where he was at. He was successful where he was at.
And a lot of people, we're a company that offers same-day pay. It's a very fast-paced industry. It's about working hard every day. A lot of time it goes by very quickly. 2 or 3 years is a long time to dedicate.
Right.
And building that relationship. How do you maintain that patience because obviously you're seeing the end goal with such a great individual that you want to bring onto our system that's so good for him.
Right.
But how do you exercise that patience over that period of time?
Because I know what type of individual JR was and is, and I knew it was well worth it because that's who we need at Senior Life, people like that, to come be a part of what we're doing. Again, he was having success where he was, and I want him to be happy no matter where he's at. But at the end of the day, production comes and goes, but who you are as a person is what matters.
Absolutely.
And that's more important to me. So when I talk to people and get to know people, yes, I'd love for you to come work with Senior Life Insurance Company, but who you are and your morals, your values, your integrity, your character, what you stand for, what you're about, and what you want to be, and your vision, your goals, and all that's important to me.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people, when they get in the recruiting arena, they see production. They see, a guy, he writes $20,000 a month. And they say, I want to get him because he writes $20,000 a month. Right. But if you don't get to know the individual, who he is, and what his beliefs are, or their beliefs, or her beliefs are, you're trying to recruit them for the wrong reason.
Right.
Because again, production comes and goes, but who they are is what matters. And so I'm big on surrounding myself with people that want to be a part of the vision that Senior Life has, the culture we have, the family atmosphere that we have. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't care if you're writing $50,000 a month. If you're not a person that's going to fit in with what I know works, not only that, the culture we have here and the family atmosphere, I really probably won't partner with you just because I know that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for, don't get me wrong, $50,000 a month is great to help the company grow.
Right.
But we want people to come on and be a part of the culture too, to go along with that production.
Right.
You do it in the right way.
Absolutely. One thing that you've always really been good at and excelled at, they always talk about the system at Senior Life, how the system works, with recruiting, with production, and just kind of the advice and direction that comes from, Ron Powell and Robert Shiver and some of the others. How are you able to still excel in all those areas, still be your own agency, and then follow the system so well?
Well, I'm a firm believer in process. Yes. You can't reinvent the wheel. I've always been told that, and I always believe that. You got to have a process in place. And so I believe in Senior Life process. It's tried, true, and tested. And I tell people this all the time. If you can show me a process where you say two individuals, father and son, Rondell Powell, start out in 1988 and in 1999 and go in 2000, buy their own insurance company, I'm all ears. I'll listen to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but until then, I'm going to do this process. So when it comes to a process, I'm a firm believer in it because it works.
Yeah.
You look at any successful organization, whether it be the University of Georgia, University of Alabama, or, when it comes to football or anybody, you see those guys, the head coaches, they have a process in place. And because of that, people know what to expect. And not only that, they know they all know what we're doing and where we're going.
Right.
So my philosophy is that don't reinvent the wheel. The process is still the same as it was when Mr. Dale and Ron started, but it's even better.
Right.
With all the innovative tools we're doing, with all
Right.
this with Slice, for e-app to same-day pay to, I remember when we first started, we had to wait once a week to get paid.
Right.
And we turn our business in on Friday, and then we'd wait till the following week to get paid. So a lot of people don't realize how far we've come as a company.
Yeah.
To where we have to wait one week to turn business in to literally turn that day and get paid that day.
Right.
It's like night and day.
Absolutely.
So the process is 10 times better than when we started. So there's just no reason why you can't plug into something that works with all the innovative things that we're doing on top of the original old school process per se, with a new school touch.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you shouldn't be successful.
Same process, new tools,
Yeah.
more advantages, but it's all about hard work.
We just went from a V8 to a V12, or a V10, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Because there was already a great engine running, but we just enhanced it and made it that much better.
There you go. One thing that you were a part of the first round, and you'll be part of the additional rounds this year, the Mindset is Everything Tour. How important is it to conduct seminars and to do those recruiting efforts?
It's very important, because not only is it important for recruiting purposes, and get our name out there and broadcast us out there to people that don't know about Senior Life, but it's very important too because of your existing core.
Right.
For example, the last Mindset Tour we just did in Jacksonville, all the agents came in that's already existing. It was good for them to be around other people, like-minded individuals, be around the VPs, Mitch and Robert, and around y'all and everybody, the marketing crew, and go out to dinner and fellowship and have fun. And so helps enhance that culture even more.
Right.
But also it's just important that, again, that we're just getting our name out there, because a lot of people hear about Senior Life and know of Senior Life a little bit, and some people don't, because we're a young company growing. But the more we put this out there and get our name out there and what we're doing as a company, the faster we're going to grow.
Absolutely. There's one person on your team that I want to shout out, Kristen.
Yep.
Straight beast mode.
Yeah.
How did Kristen come on board? For those, just kind of some backstory, Kristen is easily one of our top producing agents in the company. She's always in the top 5 in the Scoop magazine. She just always hits the ground running.
Right.
Where'd she come from?
Facebook.
Okay.
Yep. Same thing.
Yeah.
She kept seeing we were friends on Facebook, seeing a lot of stuff I'm posting and some YouTube videos we put together and stuff. And she just saw it, and she said that she knew of me and knew of me in Senior Life. So she contacted me on a Saturday, and we talked for probably a good hour and a half, 2 hours on that Saturday morning, and it just went well. And then I told her what we're at and what we're doing, and as a company,
right,
and what our vision is, and the process per se, and what she knows what to expect. And she knew of Mitch Connor too.
Okay.
So she spoke to Mitch a little bit about the opportunity as well, and just Mitch kind of edified and piggybacked everything I taught her about, and so it just made sense for her, and so she came on board, and the rest is history. She plugged into a model that works, and she's been coachable and a pleasure to work with because she's following the process that we talked about earlier.
Absolutely. Before we get out of here, so we got a young man who's been in the industry 14, 15 years, did not finish college, managed to essentially start his own business, the Pilcher Insurance Agency.
Right.
You've been with us for a very long time. You're insanely dedicated to Senior Life. You're dedicated to your agents and your agency. What does the future hold for you and your agency?
The future what we have in the future is unlimited growth. We're growing by leaps and bounds, and what excites me more is the company.
Yeah.
I'm big on the legacy you leave behind, and that's what we all have at Senior Life Insurance Company. Is that I tell people when it's all said and done, and hopefully we'll live a lot longer. But when we're long and gone, we're going to have a story that's going to be able to be told.
Right.
That we help put Senior Life on the map.
Right.
And that's going to be I tell people I want to be one of the pillars of Senior Life Insurance Company when it's all said and done. And so what excites me the most is on top of my agency growing and becoming one of the largest finance companies agencies in the nation with Senior Life Insurance Company. But what excites me more is seeing that us becoming the number one company in the nation as a joint, as a whole. Everybody coming together with the same mission, same mindset. Mindset's everything. Everybody coming on board with the same mindset to help put Senior Life on the map. And those who are not with Senior Life Insurance Company, joining us on that mission to be a part of something bigger than yourself, just part of just something that's already there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Billy, I really appreciate you coming in today and talking to us. It's always a pleasure working with you. Like I said in the beginning, I've known you for a very long time, since we were high school kids, and you had a bowl haircut with a part down the middle.
Got some flashback Fridays going on.
Right. We might have to edit in a picture. I'm sure I got a yearbook somewhere.
We're good.
But I appreciate your time today. I appreciate all that you do, and I just appreciate you all together.